Question I get all the time is, can you have SSI and SSDI at the same time? SSI versus SSDI. Both of these programs are administered by the Social Security Administration. Again, I ran the third busiest Social Security office in the country. And we had about, sometimes we had 80 employees up to close to 100 employees. And Social Security offices are broken down into what's called Title II and Title 16. Title II, I was a Title II claim specialist. That's Title II of the Social Security Act. Those are the people that do retirement and SSDI and survivor benefits and spousal benefits. Title 16, those are the ones that do SSI. So SSI is supplemental security income, and you could get it based on your disability, or you can get it based on what's called an aged SSI, so over 65 years old. All right, so basically the difference. Supplemental security income, Social Security took that program over from the states in the early 1970s. That is a welfare-based, needs-based, income resources limited program, okay? So in order to get SSI, you had to have low income, low resources. And SSDI, insurance, because after all Social Security is insurance. You know, FICA, the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, it's all insurance. You look on your Medicare card, it says, you know, Medicare health insurance. So that's one of the reasons I help people out with, you know, Medicare plans and burial insurance. We've got put a team together because obviously government insurance in and of itself, yeah, if you're just going to rely on that, then how do they say, you're going to have a bad time. So it's always good to put something else extra in there. That's why I put together a team throughout the country to help people with that. So obviously, if you need help with any of that, I'll throw my number up there real quick. So if you need help with those private plans, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, burial insurance, estate planning, make sure you email or leave a message, and we'll find someone in your area to take care of you. Okay, so supplemental. So when you pay your FICA for 10, 20, 30 years, you're paying a premium basically into the insurance program. So if you paid into it 10 years, then just like retirement, you're insured, right? So you can get retirement benefits, your spouse can get benefits from you, your spouse can get survivor benefits from you, you can get disability insurance if you pay into the system for 10 years. Obviously, if all you do is pay into 10 years, then it's not going to be very much, because in terms of retirement, you know, it's over the high 35 years of earnings. You pay in for 10 years, but Social Security disability insurance also has insured and also currently insured. So currently insured means you had to work 5 of the last 10 years. So you just can't, you know, stop work, you know, 20 years ago and then come in and say, I can't work anymore, because, you know, you haven't been working for 20 years. So they also have that currently insured thing. SSI, because it's a needs-based program, you didn't have to pay into it. It just comes out of the general taxable fund, basically. Question I get all the time is, can you have SSI and SSDI at the same time? Yes, you can. If, for instance, you come into the Social Security Administration, you file for disability, and they say, okay, we're going to approve you for disability after 30 years of going through. Yeah, it's unacceptable how long it takes. But anyway, if they finally approve you for disability insurance, SSDI, and they say, well, because of your work history and everything, you didn't pay that much into it, we're only going to give you $500. So they give you the $500, but then at the same time, they also take an SSI application. And the SSI application, if they approve that, you know, if you got $100,000 in the bank, they're not going to approve it. But if your income is low enough and your resources are low enough, then they will also give you SSI. So you can get, what I say, $500. Yeah, $500 from disability insurance, and also $443 from SSI. So you can get SSDI, and up to this year, the monthly limit for an individual is $943. So they'll give you $943 total, 500 of which is from disability insurance, what you paid into the system, and the other is SSI. So you can have both SSI and SSDI. Okay. Another question I get is, what about health insurance? If you're filing for disability, then obviously you need health insurance. So for SSDI, because you paid into Social Security FICA, you're eligible for Medicare, and Medicare will start 2 years, 24 months after you've been on Social Security disability. You can get Medicare. With SSI, you didn't pay into Medicare, or you didn't pay into it enough. For SSI, you can actually go to the state, and if you're on SSI, remember, I used to work for Department of Social Services state agency, and those are the ones that do Medicaid. So if you're on SSI, you go to the state and then say, I need health coverage, and they can sign you up for Medicaid. You're what's called categorically eligible. If you're on SSI, you're almost always approved for Medicaid. Then if you're also on, what a lot of people don't know is, if you're also Medicare might help you out. Sometimes the states will pay for your Medicare Part B premium. So let's say you've got SSDI, you paid, getting a couple of $100 from SSDI, you're getting your Medicare, but you don't want your Medicare because it costs $174 a month. You can get the state to pay for your Part B premium. And the states like to pay for the Part B premium because that moves all healthcare costs over to the federal government. It's all fun bureaucratic stuff, but you don't need to know all that, because that's why you subscribe to my channel, right? Everybody subscribed and liked and all that kind of good stuff. In terms of getting SSI, there's income or resource limits. Income, a lot of variables. Some things are counted, some things are not. The resource, $2,000 for an individual, $3,000 for couples. So if you file for disability and they check to see if you're also eligible for SSI, and you say, I've got $4,000 in the bank, then you're not going to be eligible for SSI until you spend that money down. Okay. All right. So those, and one of the other things, a lot of people, and unfortunately Social Security employees don't spend enough time explaining this. When people come in and file for disability insurance, Social Security employees are supposed to take applications for both programs, or at least address both programs in terms of what I say Title II, the SSDI, and then the Title 16 SSI. So when you come in, and I've done this tens, hundreds, thousands of times when I worked at Social Security, file for disability, and then we ask and say, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do an application for SSI, or talk about SSI. Do you have any money in the bank? And they say, oh yeah, I've got $20,000 in the bank, and there you've addressed that issue, and the computer automatically sends a letter within about a week that says you were denied for SSI. And usually it doesn't explain it very well, but it's because you got $20,000 in the bank. And what happens is Social Security employees should really tell people, hey, you're going to receive a denial letter. You're applying for disability, but you're going to receive a denial letter in about a week. But that's only for the SSI part. Don't freak out. You told me you didn't want to file for SSI. Your spouse works. You got $20,000 in the bank, but we still have to send out that letter. So I get calls all the time. I just applied last week and I got denied already. Well, that's it. What does it say on the top? It says supplemental security income. So that's why. Yeah, Social Security employees should do a little bit better job explaining that to people. All right, let's see. Angel, what's up, Angel? I'm currently receiving Social Security retirement with an SSDI hearing next month. If approved, will I get back pay from the date of application? Possibly, yes. It really depends on what the judge says, but the judge usually has a lot more latitude to do things like that. So, and good job, Angel. Yes. So a lot of people, I did a video on this. A lot of people don't realize that yes, you can file for retirement and disability at the same time. So if you're 62, 63 years old, and you just can't work anymore, you file for disability, but as Angel can attest, takes forever. And what are you going to do during that time? So what did a lot of people do, like Angel did, is go ahead and get their retirement benefits started, and to get money coming in. And then let's be positive, when he's approved, if the judge says they're going to go back, they won't reduce. It depends on how far back they go. So if he says, okay, we're going to give you disability back to the first day you started receiving retirement benefits, then you won't be reduced at all because they will assume you are on disability instead of retirement from day one. So a lot of variables there, but hopefully the judge takes care of it. Let's see here. Do you know of any way not to lose my SSI? Also will lose my housing, but my grandma died last year and she said and will 10-year wait to receive, but seems they, yeah. Did she leave you some money or something? Yeah. Yeah. If you have resources there, but you can also do, get with your claim specialist in your local Social Security office, and tell them, you might be able to do like a spin down where, if you get money, it says, okay, well, I need a car and I need, house repairs or something like that. I had the money, for about 30 seconds, but then I had to pay, debts and bills and medical this and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that is a possibility. All right, let's see here. Donna, my husband is 62 and received disability. He's in my medical plan, but received a Medicare card. Is he required to get Part B and D? And will he be penalized if he wanted to take them later? No. If he is on your medical plan and you are currently working, so it's from work, it's not a retirement plan or anything like that. If it's from current work, then no, you don't have to sign up Part B. Just return the cards and say, thank you very much, but no thanks. Your employer has to have 20 or more employees, and it has to be a current plan. But yeah, no. And I would definitely check if he's on disability, how good your plan is, and compare apples to apples, and say, okay, well, if we do Part B, then he has to pay the $174, but this is covered, and then you get a Medicare supplement possibly, or whatever the case may be, and just see. But if your plan from your work is hands down far better, then nope, you're good. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of undercover smoke lover K. Yeah, a lot of details there. I really can't. Yeah, that's you really just need to contact your SSI claim specialist. All right. Why does Social Security put limits on how much SSI recipient has a bank account? Because SSI is a welfare-based program, and if you got a bunch of money in there, you're not eligible for a welfare benefit. And then when you apply for SSI, you give Social Security authorization to check that. And if you hit the lottery one day, and you get a bunch of money in your bank account, then Social Security will know about it. All right, let's see. Anyway, thank you for being here, and thanks for your info. Don't really trust SSI here in California, especially LA County. Yeah, SSI is it's not a state or a county thing. It's a national. SSA is a national thing. But in California, people on SSI, there's a state supplement. So if you're receiving SSI, you're getting $943, plus the state also gives you what is like $200 or $300 extra or something. They change it all the time. For people on SSI, they get a little bit extra because it's crazy expensive to live in California. And is $2,000 also the cap for those on SSDI? You can have $2 billion. So there is no cap on SSDI. So that's not a welfare-based program. So you can make again, these are resources. So the $2,000 I put up there is a resource. So you can have $2 billion in the bank and collect Social Security disability insurance. If you're making $2,000 a month, then an income, then no. Yeah, you will not receive Social Security disability insurance anymore, unless it's that first 9 months, the trial work period. All right. And that's it for today. Y'all have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend, and we've decided to switch 2 days a week. So